What's going on, Internet? My name is David. This is INTJ Report. In this report, I want to talk about armor. Specifically, uh, this question came to me. How do INTJs what strategies do we use to build emotional? Like, I don't have emotions. I don't need to have armor for that. It is, the rundown of the answer. And I think that what I'm saying, trying to convey, is more important for everyone else, and it's going to get lost because it's under the heading of INTJs. Because and someone responds, and I've worn, for context, in real life. I was in the Air Force. I was in the military. I was there on 9/11, and then I was there afterwards in the response, and I was there in the practice. I was there the whole time, and I've worn real, true armor. Is this so? It's like I've done it for real, for realsies, and I can tell you from real experience, the armor didn't help, and quite frankly, it wouldn't have helped anyway. Not really, because why was I wearing this? In case of a CBR, CBRN, chemical, biological, radiation, nuclear. What is CBRN? Chemical, biological, radiological, or nuclear. If a fucking nuclear weapon went off, which is when I was wearing these things for practice, that this it wouldn't have done shit, right? It would have just like melted to my skin. It would have made things worse. If the thing that happened that we were practicing for happened, well, why was I even putting this shit on? It would have slowed me down in a real, like, I think that this is like the perfect metaphor for putting on armor, because this hurt me in practice. Now, I mean, was I in pain? Did it do damage? I don't know. Maybe I have fucking PTSD from practice. Maybe that's what this is. Maybe I'm trying to like help you not get the PTSD in the first place by practicing stupid practices. But I have worn real armor in real life for real reasons. And so extrapolate from that. Like, let's go deeper on this idea of the armor for, you know, um, how some of you, emotional armor, how a lot of people might, and it's not always called armor. I don't want to get too stuck or fixated on armor. Like, most of the time, most of your life, it's not called armor. It's called a wall. You know, you built walls to protect yourself. Except walls are my weapon. And what I mean by that is, and I'm not going around trying to attack people or anything, but If you build a wall, then I know where you are. Do you understand that? Like you think your wall is defending you? No, it's telling me exactly where you are and what I need to do. Exactly what I need to penetrate to get to you. And so you think it's defense. No. Your wall is my weapon. I will find it because I can see it from farther away than I can see you, literally and figuratively. And so I know there's someone there. I mean, maybe beneath your walls there's a different discovery than the walls project. Like maybe you have like pretty good. Your walls are like um, deflective, indirect, not not depicting what is contained. Maybe your container is like mislabeled. But the thing is, I'm explaining to you how to make better walls. At the same time, I'm telling you, I'm going to use them against you. I'm going to I can kill you with your walls. Like I don't have to get to you. I just have to I can just make your walls fall down on top of you. And so this whole idea of emotional armor isn't going to protect you from the weapon that you think is coming, right? You build up this armor or these walls based on yesterday. It's not going to help you tomorrow. The weapons are different. The people are different. And so what you're doing is just living in a container, living inside of something that is doing harm. Armor, like in the literal sense of armor, like wearing all of this. Although even this picture that I use, like it's mostly just normal uniform with a little extra, right? Mask. We don't normally wear metal helmets and mask like that, but this is harming. If I were this person, this is not a picture of me. If I was actually in all that stuff, I'm the one suffering. You know, it's not the nuclear weapon that might go off. If a fucking nuclear weapon goes off, this shit would not help. But that's what I was practicing, Nori. Um, Nori Air Force. How do I? Nuclear operational readiness inspection. Hey, these chatbots are actually a little useful, aren't they? A routine evaluation of a unit's ability to perform as a nuclear, like the planes that I worked with, I wasn't even support in a sense. I guess I was support. Get Save the planes, wasn't heroes. We weren't trying to save the cheerleader. We were saving the planes. Get as many of the planes off the ground before the nuclear weapon hits Whiteman Air Force Base, Missouri. So I guess, I mean, in some ways I was support, but also being aware of what I was doing. Hey man, it doesn't matter. My awareness really doesn't matter in the story because what my role was, get the planes off the ground, and in all these nories that we were doing, where I was wearing this stupid armor 7 days a week for 14 to 16 hours a day, just for practice, for fun, to get ready for a possible nuclear attack. I'm probably the worst thing that happened to me. If because I may be exaggerating a little bit for effect. I burned a lot of calories. Like wearing, having that much equipment on and having that much of my heat not being able to like exit. I burned a lot of goddamn calories. So maybe I just ate more food. And the military gave me money for food, so I mean, what what harm was it really? But you, they, them, whoever, are you in the military? Are you doing this? Is this what you're doing? Or are you just building walls and wearing armor to protect you from your friends, not even your enemies? To protect you from like the people you attempt to love is what you're really wearing it for, not your enemies. And so the effect of armor, of walls, it's that is permanent. It's always the same. But who are you keeping out? Like, who are you really keeping out? Me? No, if I want in, I'm getting fucking in because I can see that wall. You know, I'll bring a taller ladder. I'll get in. You're not keeping me out. You're really not keeping your enemies out. And I'm, and I say this because it's true, but also I'm not actually gonna. I'll knock. I'll wait. I'll stand outside your wall and scream and yell and ask you to come outside. Like in real practice, I'm not going to. I'm really not going to use it against you. I'm just telling you. If I was the psychopath, and so I want you to know what you're defending and what you're fighting against to help you, not against me. I'm just because I can say it, just because I can be aware and put words to it. You can call me your enemy and then build different walls for me. Except it's never going to work. It's always going to hurt you more than it helps. Those walls, that armor, that defense may have helped you yesterday, but it's not going to help you today. Because today I have better weapons. I have more time, more preparation. So stop building. And I think that it's why do psychologists always go there? You built walls to protect yourself. Like our psychologists see they want you to build those walls so that they have a job, right? If I was gonna carry around this AR-15, then I could then sell you, you know, the bulletproof vest or whatever defense is gonna protect you from the weapon I'm carrying. So I'm like making the weapon to sell you defense. Profiteering capitalism. No, I'm not. I'm using war and weapons and like actual murder as an analogy or metaphor because what most people are doing is not this. They may be using walls, they may be using armor, but it's not even for like real danger. It's for imaginary danger, and it's for enemies that aren't even coming after you because you know, your friend hurt you. Now you're gonna make a defense against your friend, so it doesn't happen again. You know what? And this is a the best defense is a great offense. And I've taken this to like crazy places in practice, right? Like if I went out driving in my sports car, was I doing defensive driving? No, the fuck I wasn't. I was driving offensively the whole time, because if I could create the problem, I could also predict it and avoid it. And what happens in my wake is whatever less is left behind, right? I have actually used offense as a defense in practice with you know, not, and this is, it's not even a I'm not looking backwards at something I did in the moment. That's exactly what I was thinking. My best defense is a great offense. I'm going to fucking wreak the havoc so that it's behind me rather than in front of me. No one ever got injured by my actions. So I should also state that. Maybe I was wreaking havoc, but I was doing it in a very I was wreaking havoc in a responsible manner. No animals or humans were harmed in the making of this video or my life. So stop doing this. Stop putting on the armor. Stop building the walls. The walls, the armor, they will not help. They will only hurt you. At best, they will only hurt you. Cause you pain and suffering. At best, that's all they're going to do. Because the worst thing is someone who may have thoughts similar to mine, but with a different objective. They're going to use it against you. And so how do you prepare for them? How do you prepare for me? I'm not a small person. You stand up and you fight, and you just be willing to be cut. You know, be willing to like get bruised. Take the punch. Be willing to just be willing to take the punch. That's good enough armor. But all these layers that are protecting you from the punch are hurting you more than the punch. I promise you. And I think that this is incredibly important, and so I'll probably speak more about it in the future, if I have a future. But you know, as I sat here contemplating what to say, I realized it's better to say something than nothing. So follow my strategy. Don't wear the armor. Take the punch. Like I don't know how literal you should actually do that, but take the punch. Throw the punch. The punch is so much better than the walls. And overarching, I'm trying to convince people that we have to do violence. And that's not really what I'm saying about armor. But it's all in there. It's all going on at the same goddamn time in my head. Am I trying to make my enemies easier to fight? No, I want them to be. They're not my enemies if I can defeat them easily. No, I'm actually really trying to to make my team stronger. I want you to be stronger so you can fight harder, fight longer, be worse in a sense. Not worse off, just be the worst version of yourself. Armor is not going to save you. It's going to... Armor will be your downfall. And when push comes to shove, I can just push you over, and you're going to fall because you're wearing so much goddamn armor underneath so many walls that it's too heavy for you to move. So that's it. I'll just... This is what armor does. This is all I have to do. Right? This not even a lot, just a little bit. You know, the camera's 2 feet away. I'm pushing 4 inches, 6 inches maybe, 6 inches. And you're gonna fall, and I'm gonna walk over you because you're wearing that stupid fucking armor. Maybe you have an AR-15, so I'm not gonna come at you directly. It's hard not to be literal, rational in a imaginary arena, but just stop wearing the armor and just fucking fight back. Why don't psychologists tell you? Because it's not healthy to fight. I'm an animal. I'm a human. I'm an animal. Fight or flight. And what do? You don't do either. Like that's a great point, David. I just thought of it. Fight or flight. Armor prevents both things. Because you can't run with it. And you can't really fight with it. You can just stand there and take it. And hope it's good enough. Fight or flight. Be an animal. Be an animal. Stop being human. Be an animal. It's gonna do you more good.